Good morning, everybody. Big Reggie here with Ohio Fish Rescue, and we're going to start this day out by feeding these turtles. But I can explain to you what's going on with the turtles and how and why we're doing things. We had to take their door off, stuff like that. So I'll explain all that in the video, but we've got much more things. We're going to look at a bunch of fish today. We're going to just check things out, and all the fish that people have mentioned, we're going to try and bring them up on this video and just let you guys look at the fish. So hope you enjoy it.
Are you done yet?
Okay, we're back. Now, I just swept off this thing. We keep the little broom here so that every day when we feed them, we sweep this off first, and they know that food's coming after that. So, let me get down here to the ground. Oh, my goodness. Ouch. Okay. Yeah, here he comes already. Chompers is coming running. Let's take this. I soak it down in wetness so that they have wet food, and we always try and throw in a few pellets in there. Here comes Chomper, or Littlefoot. Chompers and Littlefoot, they're both right at it. They come running when they see it. Now this here is their turtle pellets. I know Reaper just showed you them eating, but I wanted to explain things. Now people are like, why is there a habitat there? Well, they both get in there and they want to get in there, and it's too small for them. So they busted out the side. So I took it off. It's actually laying up there. And now you can see how they're shiny and stuff like that, that we actually take them out and wash them. Neither one of them have gone out today, but he's cleaner than this one. But every day we have to take them and put them in a little tub of water because our water trick didn't work over here. They've destroyed it. Not only do they crush the sides, but they poop in the water and it gets caught into there. So we need to build some sort of a little bit taller and more sturdier pond, and then a filtration system for the water going out, because we don't want this flooding anymore. This was flooding over left and right. So we have to build a new section, a new system for that, and make it better for them. And if I'm going any taller, I wanted like a layer of bricks on the outside glued to the tub so they have a ledge to get out, and make it maybe this is 2 inches deep. I want it like maybe 4 inches deep. Only have a couple inches of water in there, but they still need ways in and out and make it easy for them. Out here we've got 2 inches of sand and rocks and all that stuff. So, but just look at them eating. They love that. The wet greens. And I know this time we picked up some that has spinach in it. I know spinach ain't good for them, but it's a one-time thing. We have one tub, and here it is. There's one more feeding left in it. So that was a miss buy. Normally we get the other greens, but they're loving it and they eat it and they're doing good. You can tell that the spikes have gone down, way down on the turtle. I can't even tell which one had it. I think Chompers here had the big spikes, and they've actually gone down. I didn't think you could ever reverse that, but it has. He's nice and rounded now. He has the where it shows there was spikes, but they're not spiky sticking up no more. He was spiking really pretty bad when he first came here. And they eat good. They're doing good. They eat like this every single day, and a bunch of different stuff. Sometimes we'll give them veggies instead of just greens and stuff like that. Whatever we have extra from cooking that they can tolerate, we'll give them. And fruits and fruits and veggies. So their mainstay, I'd say 60% of their diet is the greens. But then we offset that a lot with, their treat is fruits. They just absolutely love strawberries. But I know it's not good to give it to them all the time, but they love the strawberries and stuff like that. So we offset the greens with treat days, and they're doing good. They're growing good. They're doing good. It's just a hassle for us to take care of them because a small confined area. So we'd like to take them out, but every day is unfeasible, because sometimes we're gone all day at a rescue, and the nurses ain't going to do this for us, you know what I'm saying? So we don't even ask nothing like that. So the turtles have to suffer that they don't get out that day. And I relate it to being like in prison, and I hate to say that, but it is. It's like being in prison and you didn't get to go out today, and you know, it breaks your heart. So I really wanted, you know, to get their outside enclosure built this summer and have them out there. But in lieu of doing that, because we had so much other work to do, we didn't get to doing it. We you know, took them out all the time, and it's a pain because now we take them out for a half hour. You got to stand out there, because I'm telling you, you turn your eyes. Turtles are slow. If you turn your eyes and one's gone, you don't know which direction he went in, and then the time spent looking for him, and now he's in, you know, 2 yards over in the neighbor's house. It's crazy. So you cannot take your eyes off these guys. They are like a toddler that is very, you know, spirited and wants to go, go, go. You know. So I would love to have a bigger place for them in here, but here's the problem. Here's one side. Here's the fish room. There's enough aisle down here to get a tank through. So if we have to replace a tank or something, or if we sell something and get something bigger. And then, you know, here's this area here. You know, walkways and a walkway and a walkway. So there's no room in here. Now, I was thinking maybe a second story on things. Like over here, we could have a second story, say this high, right here. And, you know, build a wall around it. And all the way over there and have lights under it for this. That would give a big open area for the tortoises. But now you'd have to have supports. Either from the sides coming up and then like a beam going across, or supports going down into the water onto the pool, which will eventually wear through wherever the supports are sitting. So, I mean, there's a lot of, you know, thinking you have to do to put something in like that. Now, we can fit 2x4s down against the back wall and support that side and, you know, bring it over to here and slip it down between, because these walls, you know, it is a movable pool, so I can bend them in. I can stick a 2x4 in there. And we can put like a 2x6 across. It don't have to support no weight. And just plywood. It would be okay. It wouldn't be, you know, perfect for us, because then we'd have no way of getting in and going and getting them. They'd have to come over to us. So we'd have to feed in this corner, and if we ever wanted the turtles, we'd have to feed and then pick them up, you know. So it wouldn't be perfect. Plus, then you wouldn't see all this open and that kind of stuff. I mean, there's one idea. Over here, let's go on this way. There's so much more to get done. We still have to hang lights for this. We have to support this. We have to order the aluminum 2x4s to go under here so they don't bend, because this is going to have 300 gallons of water on it. And a lot will be supported on the back wall, which is the other side of this, which is all 2x4, and the side wall. So this side here has to be supported by these beams, which are already bending because of moisture and time. So if we put a 2x4, let's say aluminum 2x4 across there, over to here, and it would hold that up straight, then the water level would be straight and not putting all the water to this corner, because this side's down about an 1/8 inch, maybe even a 1/4 inch than the back side. So we can do all that, and then we'll have this open, and this is perfect for the baby stingrays. Right now we're using up one of our quarantine tanks for the newborn baby stingrays. So we've got to do that yet. And then here, we got to get in and replace these 2 lights, because there's fish in here you hardly ever see because it's dark on this whole end. Now over here, there's really no room anywhere in here for the tortoises. I mean, we could make a big space where the hot tub would be, but I don't want to move the hot tub. That's the one thing in this house that Tracy wanted, and I bought for her new, and it's hers. You know, I'm the one that, I decorated this entire house. I did everything. She wasn't interested. She didn't, you know, I asked her, what do you want this room to be? I don't know. I mean, that's just the way Tracy is. You guys got to know Tracy. I mean, I love her to death, but she wasn't a go-getter, and she was a follower. So, you know, I decorated everything in here, and I'm like, you know, she kept saying, this little hot tub, I wish it was bigger. And I went and bought her this huge hot tub. It's like, I think that's 12 foot by 10 foot. Huge, you know, 105 jets, 5 horsepower. It's got, I don't know if it's 5 different 1-horse pumps or a 2.5 and a couple other, but there's 5 horsepower in there. And then we've got this room here. Now, people keep saying, lose the couches. But you don't understand. When I have a crowd of people here, there's people standing up at all these tanks. It's nice to have a place to sit down. Now, granted, half the time this is full of stuff that I have to put away. We've got a box of plants to put away. We've still got the mermaid outfit, so I have no idea where they go. And here I was going through lights, trying to see what works. These two bulbs need replaced, you know. Or no, the one bulb works. The one, actually both bulbs works. The one ballast is bad. That's what I got to replace. And then over here, these lights work. And this light works. But, you know, we're trying to find a light for the new 1,000-gallon tank. So what we need is 2 4-foot lights to fit across there. Josh has got 1 4-foot light across the middle. And he goes, oh, that's plenty enough. Yeah, it lights it up now. But once you get water in there, it's only going to light up. And you're going to see an area where the light's coming down and not lighting up the sides. We need 2 4-foot lights in there. So I've been going through this pile of lights to try and find matching lights. Because have you ever seen, you hook up this light here with, let's say, this light. One's more bluish, one's more, you know, brilliant, one's more dull, one's more eerie, one's more, they're always different. So, the point is I got to go through all these lights until I find 2 matching that work to put on top of here. Now, you see we put the little canopy on top. It just sits on top. And we got the front face here, and we've got the side on that side, but there's no room to put the side on this side. So we're going to have to screw this to it. Right now we have this door leaned against it, holding it up. See how it wants to fall? So we have to screw that to it before we can screw the doors on. Here's the doors here. This is the other side. This is the inside, of course. But, you know, we've got that stuff to do. There's so much little stuff that, you know, during this whole Aquashella weekend, things have been piling up around here. I went back here and made this, cleaned up the lights, and then see how there's a walkway through now. It's dark back here for me, and it's hard for me to see. Well, I put up these lights. Well, Josh unplugged them. I plugged them in today to come back here. Josh unplugged the lights. He said he needed the filter to run, which is fine. But we need a way to plug these lights in. I need these lights. He don't see a necessity for it, and he don't see anything from anybody else's point of view. My problem is it's dark back here. I'm tripping over things. All this stuff that you see set up here, I picked up from the floor, and it's hard for me to bend over. Now, it's back here. Now, this is bright, sunny daylight. How about I come back here at nighttime? This is pitch black. You know, I need this light, and Josh don't see it. So while I'm back here, I'm going to go ahead and feed these Shaq Koi babies. And they're like little piranha. There they go. Look at them go. Oh, sheesh. Got me in my face. Let me put some for the next tank over. See, now this tank, we shouldn't have all this spilled food on here. But anyways, another thing, I wanted, see this, this is the Matt's Monster Fish tank. Now it's 10 foot long. We were told that the new canopy and stand that we picked up is 10 foot. It would make this tank look like a showpiece if I could put this stand and canopy, you know, together on it. Josh ain't interested in taking this tank down and putting it on the new canopy, but which is good because I measured. Now here's the canopy, and then here's the stand. Beautiful. So here's the problem. We measure this. This is 10 foot, like 9.5 inches. So it's 9.5 inches too wide for that tank. So we're going to have to build an acrylic tank to fit in here to make it a showpiece. In the meantime, this is just taking up space here, right? So what I want to do, I want to buy 2 12-foot 2x4s, put one under the front, one under the back, drill holes in the end, and then chain it up to the rafters. We can pull it up, put a chain, you know, the chain there, and put a bolt through, and it hangs up there. So this whole stand will be touching the ceiling. Now that'll leave this, or this canopy will be touching the ceiling. That'll leave the stand here, which is about waist high. That can sit here. You know why? Because when we cook and do things here, we can then have all the food set out across it as a buffet style, which we need. So that would work great for us. And it wouldn't be just in the way then, you know? So this canopy would be up that high. We'd have from here down for food, you know, area. I can actually put lights underneath it if I need to. And then this will be the buffet table. And then we'll have our backyard, you know, our back table back together. This you know, this was an area where, you know, everybody can sit and hang out here. But the problem being is Hoover took off all the cushions. I was like, don't do that. We bought these contractor bags so I can put the bag over the cushions all winter. He goes, no, you're going to get mice up in there and they're going to dig holes into the cushions. And well, that would make sense if I didn't buy the extra big, tall contractor bags. In other words, you take the whole chair with its cushion and you set it down in the bag and then you tie the top up. Boom. Nothing gets in, nothing gets out. Next summer, no sunlight tears it up, nothing. Next summer, spring, you take the bags off. I mean, that's the way I planned it. So now we got to take all these cushions and put back out there and then put them all into the contractor bags. Then it'll give us our living room area here. There's the stairs to go in and out. And then our table and our kitchen. So we're working on that. I hear some gurgling over here. Let me check this back filter. Oh, it's still running. You can see it right there. It's running and helping filter. Let's check the clarity of the pond. It's kind of hard to see, but let's see out over on this side. I'll zoom in past the, okay, you can see the gravel there. That's the actual bottom of the pond. So it is pretty clear, and that's right where the waterfall is. So it's kind of, there's the first ledge right here. It comes, where's my finger? Right there's our first ledge, and then this is the bottom of the pond, 5 foot down. So it is getting clear. But in the dark shadows, it's hard to see. That's the first ledge, and then there's the bottom of the pond in there. But because it's dark, you can't really see. Anyways, we put this netting on and didn't think about it. We got to take all that water lettuce out. Well, the problem is it's spaced around. So now me and Hoover are going to have to be on the sides, and we're going to have to pull away from each other, making the net bring up. And then Reaper's going to have to take the air blower and blow all of this over towards touching the net. We're going to have to set this net down, come over here, pull away from each other, pick it up, and then Reaper will keep pushing us all towards onto the one corner. Now, we can take off one corner of the net and then keep raking it out and scooping it out and doing all that to where we can get it out of here. Otherwise, it's going to die, and then it's just as bad as leaves in there. It'll decay and sit at the bottom. So we have to do that real soon like. Let me see what else we can talk about here before I show you the fish. Oh, okay, over here. This is the pretzel machine, and this is the nacho warmer, and then, you know, an extra hot dog roller. We've got our hot dog roller and bun warmer there. But this stuff here was all on top of what was sitting there before. I forget what it was. Oh, the Pepsi machine. So now Josh moved it out here. So now I got to find a place out here to store it. That would be perfectly stored underneath this stand. See how that works out? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we can put all this extra storage stuff under that stand. Come wintertime, since we didn't get this enclosed, we're going to cover this with plastic again. So I have to fold this up, latch it in, and then tie the zip line to the pole, and then we can put plastic on the outside here all the way around. And what that does is, it can be 20 degrees outside, but with this air vent right there, that's venting all the warm, moist air out from inside. It comes in, fills up this room, and then it dissipates out through the cracks in the floors, all the way across the whole deck. So, you know, we'll take and plastic that off. That way it can be 20 degrees outside. It'll be like 57, 60 in here. So we've got that yet to do before winter kicks in. Let me come in here. Josh has got to get inside of this tank with the garden hose. We're going to spray water, and he's going to be suctioning it out with the, because they're all looking at all that sand and dirt and stuff. It's everywhere. Wash off the inside of the glass. Take out the electric heater, of course. So all that's got to be done soon. And, you know, I always keep Reaper beer here. He's got beer when he comes over. Let me see what else. We've got to vacuum up this carpet. It's, you know, at least once a week you got to do that. This poor plant up here. We keep forgetting it's up there. I water these plants all the time, and I swore I'd never water plants. I don't like plants, you know, blah, blah, blah. I love the plants. I don't like taking care of them, and I have too much to take care of around here. So we bought that whole watering system for it, and it kept some plants alive and killed others. So every plant needs a different water amount. So I've been watering them. And then Reaper and Hoover brought in these elephant ears. Well, you know, as they soften up, they're going to crack like this. We're going to cut that off, and just eventually all the big leaves will be off of it, and it'll grow all new growth coming out. We did that last year. This plant here is amazing. It's got a whole new leaf starting up here. stretching to reach it. That's as high as I can reach. That's 8 foot right there. So that's got to be 10 foot tall, is that plant. And there's that leaf here. There's me at the top of my, I'm down here. There's my face. There's my arm stretched up, and there's another 2 foot. So that's a 10 foot leaf there. This plant's doing amazing. We got that from our boy Willstar. He gave it to us. We've got new ones growing on the bottom here. And then this came from Reaper's wife, Dawn. And it was real stringy. And it looked good when she brought it. But remember I was showing you how you nick the plants? There's a nick, and it grew its own leaf, its own stem. So they grow off like that. Now, if you make, let's say, 10 nicks into the thing, maybe one of them will take and start growing a new branch. But you can keep re-nicking it once a month. And, across here, we've got all the... Okay, over there is a plant that no, that's a fake plant. It's sitting up on the top. It never gets watered. All these plants get watered because they're sitting in the river. That one don't, so that's a fake plant. That's the only thing we can have live here. This fake plant. That fake plant in between the tanks. That fake plant sitting on top. This fake plant on the end. This fake palm tree. Now these are all real. And then there's this one. I just saw it, so I started watering it. Now it's starting to grow good again. So, I mean, it's a never-ending, non-stop of stuff to do around here. It's just like, I can't do one job at a time and get it done. It's crazy. And then there's always stuff left out. Somebody leaves out and never puts away. We still got to fix this floor here so we can do the saltwater here. Josh won't let me put it nowhere else, which I don't understand because I'm dad and this is my house. And but every time I talk to him about it, he don't want it where I bring it up. So I have to let that go. But let me put this broom and dustpan back. He goes over here by these nets. My idea for that was, that's an 8 foot long tank. This is a 5 foot long tank, 150. We've got, what, 2.5 foot there and 2.5 foot here. We could put this tank right here and it would go from the edge of this all the way over, and this would be our saltwater tank. And then all of its life support system would be underneath. You don't want that there because, I mean, it makes a point. This is all quarantine all the way across here, including them 2 black tubs. So you don't want to lose the quarantine. Even though it's only 150, we are picking up a 240 next week. We are going up to Michigan and donating a 180-gallon tank with filters, stand, lids, lights, decorations, everything you could, heaters, everything you could ever want for a tank. Plus, we're going to give them some of our cichlids out of the pool, which is the first person ever getting cichlids out of our pool. So this is for a preacher in Michigan, for a church, in the room that he counsels his kids in, so that they have something to keep them nice and calm and look at, and they can all talk about and maybe relate together with. So we're donating that next week, but we're also picking up the 240 then. So the 240 might go here, depending on if it has a stand, if it's a nice stand, if it's a homemade stand, whatever. What if there's no stand? I don't know any of that yet. So, but that's what we'll end up putting here eventually. And then this 150, Josh has got rid of these 3 tiers here. That's this weekend, and actually tomorrow. And also, where the 3 tiers was, we're going to move this 80-gallon and the 40-gallon long against that wall. Then we're putting the 110 and the 75 right here where this was, because you can see behind the tank there's like 8 inches behind there where it ain't all the way against the wall. We can move it against the wall and have all that room. So these are going to go there. Then the 2 135s that we have, we're going to put on this double stand that A to Z Fish Room, which is one of our mods, just built for us, and it's going to go there. So basically, where this is 18 inches, this comes out like 25 inches. It'll come out to here. So you won't see none of the stuff in the corner. And the only way to get to the corner, Josh is going to have to go under the tank here and come up there to clean these filters. It's a pain in the butt, but he said he's willing. So we're going to have the 2 135s set up there. That's our plans for, well, we're not going to do it tomorrow, but tomorrow's when they're coming and picking up them 3 tiers. So we've got this to do all week. We've got the Michigan trip. We've got a bunch of stuff to do yet. We're acclimating fish right now. They're going into the 40 long on the bottom. This is the catfish tank. We just did a water change on it. The work never stops here. So we set this up in case we got a little tortoise. In the meantime, we had a spare place to put it. And then, what else? That's pretty much it. So, let me show you some fish. People were asking about, oh, where's he at in here? Oh, there he goes. There's the Armatus, the big boy. And let me come out here. Someone said you had two. All we ever see is the one. Let me show you this one over here. The lights are off. Just great. Here's the other one. No, this is the big boy. He's the one a little bit bigger. And then someone said something about haven't seen the Australian lungfish in a while. And there he is. Look how big he's getting. Where's this? There's his tail there. He's a chunky boy. He's chunky. He's thick. The Fogo bass. The platinum arowana. He's doing good. The other bass. Oh, we still have yet to move this guy out, the regular tinfoil barb. I love this guy. And then, oh, look at the little giraffe cat. Little, he's like, I'd say 12 inches. These are 12-inch tiles. Over here's the Chinese whales, albino whales. So there's fish all over the place that you don't see. Oh, there's someone said you know you never see the flower horns no more. Well, that's because they're hard to get along with anything else. So you got to put them in tanks where they're by themselves. And oh, there he is. See him back there? Look at him. He's still amazing looking. So he's in with all the plecos in here. And yes, we have real wood in here. All different spots of real wood in the back over there for the plecos. And we feed meat and veggie foods in there for them. And then we have another one. You know, Chip is still in the flower horn that just came in. He's still in the quarantine tank. But we have, where'd the other one go? There's one somewhere around here. Oh no! No! We have a death. Why? It's not the Feste. Is that the Datnoid? I can't tell. I can't see. To me, that's all dark, guys, so I can zoom in on the darker spot. I can't tell what it is. It's not a Datnoid. I don't know. I can't see. I'll have to grab him out, and then we'll see what it is. But we had 3 of these guys, so let's find the third one of them. The Green Terrors, or Gold Psalms. Everybody argues about that. It's definitely not them. I don't know. No, it's a pure CI. And that's a beautiful Feste. I don't know which one he is. Maybe Josh put in the fish I didn't know about. I don't know. Look at these peacock bass. Colors on these guys are just beautiful. Look at all that blue in him. And that's a Temensis bass. No, that's a yeah, that's a Temensis. I don't know why he's got blue on him then. All right. There we go. I don't know. Oh, people haven't seen I can't turn the lights on back here. Let me see, maybe the camera can see him. There's the turtle, the alligator snapping turtle, Morla. He's in here. The camera can pick it up because I can't see him without looking through the camera. Camera can pick it up better than we can. None of these lights are on out here. So, oh, but there's our other Gar. He's doing great out here. I was real nervous about adding him, and I watched him for the first 2 nights. But he seems to be doing great. Okay, what else fish people have been asking about? Let's go in and just look at all of them, and we'll see. Maybe run across them, and it'll jar my memory. Everybody that comes here says these fish are so much bigger in person. I guess because the camera don't show them, and then people, show their hand. Well, my hand is up here by the camera. Look how big my hand is now, you know. I mean, he's the length of my finger. But down here, he's not the length of my finger. So the farther away you get, the bigger he is, you know. He is actually a little bit over 3 foot, and he's about, I'd say, 8 inches wide. So it don't look like that on camera. So I will give it to people that come here, and they're just totally amazed at how big the fish are. The new guy, the VATF, where's he at? We watched him hard for the first couple of days, and he's doing good. Well, there's the Atlantic tarpon. Where's the VATF? Oh, there. No, that's the giant gourami. Uh-oh. Oh, there he is. Whew. I was starting to get worried. He's doing great in here. And he's about, I'd say, 20 inches. He's got a little bit of damages from moving, but man, he's doing so much better than when he first came in. That move definitely was shocking him. So he's doing good now, and he's in with everybody. Nobody's bothering nobody. There's Lips. All right, let's look over here. Oh, look at the giraffe. Yeah, it's sucking on the turtle shell. Turtle's like, ain't having it. There's that big fire eel in the back. These guys, now this guy here plays dead all the time. We'll come out here and he'll be straight on his back, right in the middle of the tank. And you're like, we lost a Megalodorus. And I reach in there with a net and he turns over and swims away. Kills me. The big inlet cherry's still hanging out up top here. There's the big Tigrinus. Now these are 12-inch tiles, so I'd say he's 24 inches without his streamers. And the discus. Oh, they're just so beautiful. I could get lost looking at these guys all day long. Look at that. They've got just such beautiful colors. Oh, that's another thing we're going to do. We saw someone else's. We were up at Chicago for the weekend, and Greg Whitstock's pothos blows ours away. Yeah, we've got stems that are 30 foot long of plants going all the way down there and stuff. But his stems, you can see these branches right here are about the size of a pencil. Greg's were the size of my first finger, and they were super dark green, and he had it in natural sunlight. So we're going to take these two away and put 4 sunlight lights on this whole top right here, and hopefully give them more sunlight that they need. And because they are, it's growing so well, it's all going in here, and then it goes up the wall up there. It's growing where there's no light, but it kills me. It's growing all the way over to here. Here's our babies, and then the Pima we picked up for Brian Barczyk. And over there's Hubert. Somebody asked why we moved Hubert out of here, out of the dog bone. Well, the reason for that is we got in this new girl, and they did not get along. After 3 days, it was clear and evident they were biting each other's shells. So we had to separate them. We just moved her in here. I didn't want to move her a second time. Hubert's been in here for his whole life, that we've had him, and that's the same water over there, so we just picked him up and put him over there. He's doing good. He's doing fine, and we didn't have to re-stress this girl. So she's been in here and doing good, and the owner is working on getting her back. He's trying to come up with a big tank, and he's waiting for a lawsuit settlement or something like that, to where when he gets his money, then I told him, of course, there's no one that loves this turtle, more than the guy that gave her up and then is upset about it because he gave her to a better place and he misses her so much. He brought her up to this size, and then by missing her so much, that tells me that he loves her more than anyone else would. And of course we'll give her right back to you. She's got a scratch on her nose right there, or between her eyes. But yes, of course we'd give him back to her. He loves his turtle. So that's going to happen. And then Hubert will come back into here for now. And people also ask, why don't I throw Hubert into the big pond? Because obviously he can get along in there, and the catfish won't go after him. It's because he is a hands-on fish. We can reach down there and pet him. When people come over and show for tours, I'll pick him up, let them touch his fins, let them touch his back, and that kind of thing. Same reason we don't let this big pleco go down there. People need to see this. They don't see him down in the bottom of the pool where he'd be hidden in the wood or something, you know. So there's all kinds of reasons for all kinds of things. Just remember, we always care about the fish, and we always try and do the best for them as we can. And people are asking, you know, what are you going to do when you fill up over there? Well, we've never filled up, and this is for the people that don't know this. But we do work with 9 big public aquariums. And when we get too full, like the Pacu tank gets too full of oddball fish that are in there with them, we call in all the aquariums and see who's interested. And then the aquarium that's interested the most in the most fish, we'll call them in, and they'll come and they'll take a bunch of fish for free, and they will now be set loose in a much bigger, you know, 35,000 gallon tank as opposed to our 3,000 gallon tank. So, you know, it happens all the time, but a lot of times the public aquariums don't want to be on video for many reasons, but you know, they don't want to be on video, so we can't show that. So all of a sudden we're packed full of fish, and all of a sudden now we don't have fish, and people are like, where's this fish, where's that fish? Oh my goodness, it's like you know, I try and answer all you guys' questions, but there's just so much that goes on, and you know, we try and take care of everything and handle everything, and there's just certain things we can't talk about. If a public aquarium don't want it known, you know, and videoed, well, then we can't, you know, talk about it. We don't even mention it. We just know that they were given to a much better place, and, you know, trust us and our theories and our ways. We've been around a long time, and this is what we do. We help fish out. We give out as much as people are saying that we're hoarders and we're keeping all the fish. No, we don't. We give out about 90% of the fish. I mean, just right now, we're doing a water change, so it's low. There is a big arowana, probably about 26, 27 inches. 2 red tails at about 18, 20 inches. There is, I don't even know what this is, maybe an iridescent shark or something, I don't know. And then there's a whole tub full of fish we're giving out in here, but there's a jumper in there, so we got to keep the lid on there. We give them out. Very few fish do we keep. Like when these true parrots came in, and they laid eggs, and they hatched and had wigglers, we decided to keep them. Or not we, I say we as in Josh decided to keep them. So, you know, we're going to add them to our system somehow. And then down here, these are fish that, you know, Reaper's taking home. These are, oh, that's Chip down there, the other flower horn. He should be coming out of quarantine real soon. Look at him. He's beautiful. So he's probably going to go into this tank here, this 80 gallon, so we can have him on display. And then we've got a bunch of cichlids down there, you know, we'll be giving out. They've been in quarantine for a while now, and we'll be giving them out. Josh will pick out maybe 1 or 2 of his favorite out of there and add it to our bunch, that type stuff. But, you know, if it's something we don't have, we'll add it to our cichlids. And then I think there's 3 crayfish left. There's 1 there, there's 1 there, and 1 there. And I think 1 up inside of this. There may be more. There's 1 inside of this thing somewhere. And, oh, there's 1 back there. So we've been giving out, there used to be like 20 crayfish in here. We've been giving them out left and right. We do give out fish before they go into our system. So, you know, it's a, excuse me, buddy. This is Jerry. He come by to volunteer for the day. Thank you very much, Jerry. And you've seen Tesla, and you've seen Lavaca. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap this up. I hope I showed you guys enough fish. Look at him over there. I love when they come up to the window and display themselves. That's just beautiful. I hope you've seen enough of the fish today. We're still having problems getting this arapaima to eat. Ever since that one fish puked in here, he has not eaten. This fish came in the same size as him, and now he's much skinnier. So, you know, we're probably going to have to put him in a tank and get him some live goldfish or something. I hate to do it. We're dead set against it. But in this situation, you can't force feed an arapaima. They're part of the bony tongue type fish. and they have a tongue that comes up and it just smashes everything against their bony mouth. So we try and stick anything in there, they smash it. It's hard to force feed an Arapaima. So we're going to have to entice them with live. And I hate to say it, nor will I show it, but we're going to have to take him out of this tank, put him in a tank by himself, and put a couple feeders in there and get him eating again. Because this is how he should be. He's much longer than this fish, and look how thick this guy is. He was thick, and it's been, I'd say, 2.5 months now he hasn't eaten. So we've got that to deal with yet. So I hope you guys have liked the fish and the viewing of everything and the explanations for everything I can for you. Go ahead and hit that like button if you like it. Share our content on your social media. That's awesome. We'd love for you to do that. And until next time, stay fishy, my friends.